A party was raging at the frat house, the kind that only happens in the movies. People were everywhere, laughing, drinking, dancing. It was insane. But for some reason, Jason couldn't get into the spirit of it. His eyes kept drifting to his roommate, Mia, who was acting super weird. At first, it was just giving him the eye, but then she started coming up to random guys and licking their faces and stuff. It was really gross, actually. Then things took a turn. Partygoers started disappearing one by one. At first, Jason didn't think much of it. People get drunk, they go home. But then he realized no one was coming back. And when the music stopped and the lights came on, he noticed something else. Mia was leading the missing people back to her room. Now, Jason was worried. Who knows what kind of games that crazy girl was playing? But then she came out of her room and saw him looking at her. And the look on her face, man, it was like a predator seeing its prey. She came up to him and whispered in his ear, "Don't you want to have some fun?" And before he could even respond, she was on top of him, kissing him passionately. It was insane. One minute they were making out, the next she was gone. And when he turned to leave, he saw the door had vanished. It was like she'd taken it off its hinges and replaced it with something solid, like a wall. He started screaming for help, but no one could hear him. He was trapped. He tried to find another way out, but every room he checked, every window he climbed through, led him back to the same place, right back to Mia. And each time he saw her, she was more naked than before. Once he even saw her reflection in a mirror, and it looked like she was draining his life force with a straw. And then it hit him. She was feeding off his fear, growing stronger with every scream, every tear. And the scariest part, he knew if he didn't do something, she would eventually consume him completely. The final partygoers started disappearing one by one. First there was Mark, then Chris, and finally David. Now it was just Jason and Mia. And she was standing in front of him, no clothes on, a crazed look in her eyes, her teeth bared in a snarl. Suddenly, she lunged at him. The last thing he remembered was the feeling of her sharp nails digging into his skin, the taste of her poisonous saliva on his lips, and then the darkness. When he woke up, he was lying on the floor, naked except for his shoes, which were neatly placed side by side on the bed. It was like something straight out of a horror movie. Where was Mia? Where were the others? Was he the only one who had escaped? Had she consumed them all? The thought of facing her again, of confronting the monster that had stolen his friends, that was the real horror. Because in that frat house, among the beer pong tables and the half-empty kegs, something evil had been unleashed.